Hello students, today we will be doing with the numericals, more of the numericals based on the potentiometer and the meter bridge and the Wheatstone bridge concept. Now you can see there is a question here, and the question is as a potentiometer arrangement used to measure the EMF of a cell E1 is shown. AB is the potentiometer. You can see that in the figure it's given that AB is what? AB is the potentiometer wire, and its length is 100 centimeter. The length of AB is 100 centimeter and its resistance is 5 ohm. The EMF of a standard cell E is given as 6 volt, right? And the rheostat R, here you can see there is a rheostat, variable rheostat. Here it is given that it is of 5 ohm. And it is being told that if the null point is obtained at C, here the null point is obtained at C, then AC is equals to 75 centimeter. So we need to find out the EMF of this cell, right? Now what is the ultimate things? What are the things? EMF of this is given, the resistance of this is given, the resistance of AB meter wire is given, and what exactly we need to find out? The question is being asked, we need to find out what? Find out the EMF of E1. So that is how we need to go. Now in order to find out the EMF of this cell, what we have got the balancing length. The balancing length is given as 75 centimeter. So if we go with because it is a potentiometer, so we will apply the principle of potentiometer, and you all know that for the potentiometer, the basic principle that is being working on is what? It is that the EMF or the potential difference is directly proportional to the length. So and then when we remove the proportionality sign, we put some constant, and that is K, known as potential gradient. So in this case we can very well find out, if we know this is E1 is equals to K L1. So if we know this K, what is K? K is known as potential gradient. So suppose if we can calculate the potential gradient, then we can easily find the EMF of the cell, because L is already given. The balancing length is already given. So what is our ultimate aim? We need to find out the potential gradient. In order to find out the potential gradient of this wire AB, so potential gradient is what? The potential divided by length. The total length is 100 centimeter, right? It's already mentioned. So if we can calculate the potential along AB, so what we need to do? We need to find out the potential of the wire AB. It means if we can find out the potential from this end, then we need to find out, okay? Then we can find out the potential gradient, because if we know the potential, we will divide it by the length, and we can easily calculate K. And once we calculate K, then we can find out the EMF of the cell that is being asked for. So let us start with it, how to find out the potential. So in this case, the resistance is already given. AB is 5 centimeter. So if we can calculate the current flowing in this wire AB, then definitely we can calculate the potential difference between this end. Now in order to find out the current, look at this circuit only. So here we have got the EMF 6 volt, and this is resistance R, and this resistance is R. So the total resistance is 5 plus 5, 10. So we can calculate the value of I. I is equals to current. Current is equals to EMF, that is E, divided by total resistance, right? We need to find out the total resistance. Now it's already mentioned the EMF is here is 6 volt. The EMF given is 6 volt, right? So we'll write here 6 divided by this resistance is 5. This is 5, and from here to here is 5. They are in series. So 5 plus 5. So this is 6 by 10. So this becomes 0.6 ampere. So this is the current. This is the current which is flowing through the wire. Now if we know the value of the current, then definitely we need to find out what? We need to find out the potential. So the potential of wire AB, we are finding out the potential of the wire AB. AB is equals to 0.6. V is equals to IR. So it is 0.6 into 5. So that gives 3 volt. So we have got the value of the potential. Now let us find out the potential gradient. That is, we are looking for the value of K. So K is equals to potential divided by length. So potential is 3 divided by the total length is given is 100 centimeter. So it is 3 by 100, that comes at 0.03 volt per centimeter. Volt per centimeter. So once we know the value of K, then we can easily substitute in this formula. E1 is equals to, that is we need to calculate KL. So it is 0.03 into L is how much is given, 75 centimeter is given. If you multiply this, we'll get the value as 2.25 volt. So this is how we have calculated the potential, that is the EMF of E1. I hope you have understood this. Let's take another example based on the numerical problems. Let's see what sort of circuit we have with us again. Now you can see here, you can very well see here, there is a circuit given in a practical Wheatstone bridge circuit. Wire AB is of 2 meter long. So this wire AB, the wire AB is 2 meter long, 2 meter long, right? And what is given when resistance Y is equals to 2 ohm, and jockey is at this position, and this position AJ is how much, 1.2 meter, 1.2 meter. There is no current. It means it is the balancing position, and once it is in the balancing position, that means the potential difference from here, this point and this point becomes equal. No current is flowing from here. So we can easily apply the Wheatstone bridge principle, that is P by Q is equals to X by Y. So this is how we are doing up. The resistance per unit length of the wire is given AB, and we also calculate current drawn from the cell of the EMF 4 volt, okay, and negligible with negligible. So it is not, the resistance of this is not given. So yeah, what are the things? First we need to find out, because in this wire what has been given, we need to find out the resistance of this P. P is for what? From A to Q, from A to this position. So this resistance if we know, and if we know the resistance of this, then definitely out of 4, this is we need to calculate, this is given, this is we are calculating, and this we can calculate. So first thing that we need to find out, what we need to find out, the resistance of wire AJ, that is what we call P. Now P, its balancing length is 1.20. So 1.20, it's given 1.20 meters. So we are multiplying it by 100. So we convert it into what? We are converting it into centimeter. Now multiplied with the resistance per unit length, it's given 0.01. So ultimately we are getting 1.2 ohm. That is the value of P. Similarly, we need to find out for Q. So for measuring Q, we will follow the same steps. Because it is 2 meter long, till here it is 1.2, so it will be 0.8. So what is left for BJ, that is the resistance of wire BJ. This is again equal to what? The left out is 1.2. This is it will be 2 minus 1.2. This is meter multiplied by 100 centimeter, and then the resistance per unit length 0.01. So what we are getting up? We are getting up this as 0.8 multiplied, so we get 0.8. This is 0.08. 1.2 now, so 0.8 ohm. Fine. So this is what we have done. So we have got 0.8. So we have got this condition here. Now let us apply the Wheatstone bridge principle. The Wheatstone bridge principle is what? P by Q. P by Q is equals to X by Y. So we are finding out the value of X. We are finding out the value of X. Let us substitute, or we can write P is given. We have found out 1.2. Q we have found out is 0.8. And this is X we need to find out, and the value of Y is 2. So if you substitute everything and calculate, you get the value of X as equals to 3 ohm. This is 224, and then it becomes 3.0 ohm. So we have calculated the unknown resistance. That is X. Now next we need to find out what is our ultimate aim. Our ultimate aim is what? Calculate the current drawn. We need to find out the current here. In order to find out the current, so we need to find out the total resistance of the wire AP. So here it is, the total resistance is how much you are getting up. You are getting up this, this is 2 into 100 into 0.01. So the resistance of AB is again 2, and the total resistance here, this we have calculated X as 3 and this we have calculated as 2. So what we are getting up, so before doing it up, these two are in series, and then these two, this we have already got, and then it becomes in parallel. So first we need to find out the total resistance for X and Y, because they are in series. So since they are in series, it is 2 plus 3, that gives us 5 ohm. Okay. Now total resistance of AB is given as 2 ohm. Okay. So R equivalent is equals to 2 into 5 divided by 2 plus 5. So this is because they are connected in parallel. This is the general things we are doing for the Wheatstone base. They are connected in parallel. So what we are getting up? We are getting up 10 by 7. And once we get the equivalent resistance, it's easy to find out the current now. I is equals to V by R. V is what? 4, and equivalent resistance is 10 by 7. So it is what we are getting up, 22.8 ampere. So this is what we have got the value out here. So this is how we have done for this case. I hope you have understood. The next, the last question we are taking up. The last question is, for this, just look at the question given. The question is given, 2 cells are connected in series, and look at the circuit. We have got the circuit here. 2 cells are connected in series, and with their electromotive force has been given. The internal resistance of each cells are given, and the combination is combined to the external resistance 2.25. Now what is being asked? Calculate the current flowing in the circuit and the potential difference across the terminals of each cell. So between each cell we need to find out the terminal difference. Now if we want to find out the terminal difference, the basic formula for the terminal difference is what? E minus IR. Okay. So EMF we know, but since we don't know the value of the current, our ultimate aim will be to find out the current. If we could calculate the current, then it's easy to find out the terminal voltage for this as well as this. So we need to find out what? We need to find out I. In order to find out I, then I is equals to EMF, the given EMF, the total EMF divided by total resistance, total EMF. See, they are in series, so this is 1.5 and this is 1.5, that gives us 3 divided by total resistance. They all are joined in series, so it is 0.5 plus 0.25 plus 2.25. so if you calculate all, this becomes 3 by 3. If you see, then it is 2.5, 2.5 and 5, 3.3, that is 1 ampere. Now since we know the value of the current, we can easily find out the the potential difference across the terminals. Let us substitute for R1. So E1 will be equals to E minus IR1. So E is given 1.5, I is given just now we got 1, and the internal resistance is 0.5. So we get the value as 1.0 volt. E2 we are going to calculate E minus IR2. So here the EMF is 1.5 again. So this will be 1.5. This will be 1.5 minus 1.5 minus again 1 minus 1 into 0.25. That gives 1.25 volt. Okay. So this way we have calculated the EMF and the current. It's very easy. You try this your own and then you will find it's very easy. The only thing that you need to understand in the whole thing, that the basic concept, that is, if whatever is being asked, do it in steps. Don't leave your steps. Try to understand what is being asked, and from that part you first assemble what are the things needed, given, what are the things given with the basic units. You take care of the unit, it will help you to, it will guide you to solve your numericals. Thank you.